So how did you get into pottery?
My mom was here at MFA when I was born, so I grew up in the USU pottery studio, and then I did the whole rebellion thing. I'm not going to be like my parents, and then I became both my parents. My dad's a chemist. I became the chemistry for pottery.
Does your dad live around here?
Yeah, he's a professor.
At USU?
Yeah.
Cool. Did you go to USU?
I did.
Did you graduate?
Yeah, a couple of degrees.
Cool. All right. So, one of the things I've always noticed about you is that you've always got your mug and your headphones on. Tell me about that.
I love music, and they've always been safety things. I had traumatic brain injury when I was 13 from a serious accident. So having my headphones lets me still hear everything around me because I'm hypersensitive, but have something to tune out becomes too much.
Cool. And what's usually in your mug there?
Coffee, of course.
What kind of coffee do you like?
Dark. Not for the caffeine, just the taste.
I don't think there's any difference in the caffeine, is there?
There is, because if it's roasted longer, there's less caffeine, so lighter beans tend to be more caffeinated.
Do you buy Ibis when you can, or all the time?
When I can afford it.
Yeah, that's me too. I was buying it a lot, but if you go in there on, every weekday has one that's $10 a pound.
Yep.
So you can get enough coffee for me for a week for about $5. Well, what do you like about Logan?
Once you figure it out, you can do anything.
What does figuring out mean?
There's a huge stigma against youth here, especially of counterculture, and so they always push it aside. Once you understand the whole system, how it works, I mean, you have a huge major culture, religious orientation, then you have like a huge conservative movement too. But because there's such a huge movement like that, there's a huge counter movement too. So you gotta figure out how the system works with the huge cultures, and then make friends with the counterculture.
So how old were you when you figured that out?
Probably 14. I wasn't exactly the most favorable social person in high school, so I just went off on my own, made friends with adults.
What else do you like about Logan?
It's a beautiful place. 5 minutes any direction, you can be out of the city and alone.
That's a good point. 5 minutes any direction. What are some of your favorite scenic places in Logan?
Logan Canyon is gorgeous. The mountains, the Wellsvilles are gorgeous too. They're the steepest mountains in the west. From the bottom to top, they are the tallest.
Wow. Yeah, they are really cool. Have you ever climbed the Wellsvilles?
They're my stomping grounds so many times.
Really? You made it all the way to the top?
A lot of times, yeah. And then you can see both valleys, both Salt Lake and Cache Valley.
Okay, so what do you dislike about Logan?
The totalitarianistic aspect of it. People's egos, but you find it everywhere, but here it seems to be very prominent. A survival mechanism.
So what type of people's egos?
Just egocentrism in general is people's egos, their stronghold, or their makes them safe but kind of turns them into jerks or assholes. Unapproachable. And the fake smiles bothers me too.
Okay, so describe the village here that we live in.
It's an interesting community of very stranded people. Sometimes a lot of people are kind of afraid of it when they first move in, and they realize even though the stigma is because of where we live, point out that we're all different, we should be scared of them, we all just get along.
So you say stranded?
Sometimes. It does seem to have a lot of drifters live here and then leave.
Funny. So how did you find out about it?
I've known Dave for years, the landlord, and at first I lived with him, but I wanted a place to move in with my girlfriend, well, ex-girlfriend, and it's for the place open, so that's how we were here.
Did you live with Dave over around 7 North? Is that
Yeah, at his house.
really? Huh.
I've known Dave for 10 years or more.
Okay.
Find the best places in Logan by word of mouth, not by looking at rental auctions.
Yeah. Yeah, I found this because I knew who he was for about a year before. A year or so before I asked him. I actually asked Shiloh, and she told me about it. And it's pretty nice here in the summer, isn't it, with the ducks and stuff?
A nice river, yes.
So what do the people in the village have in common?
They're nice. They're community oriented. Something you find about the island in general from Logan, it kind of seems like a separate city because community is still here.
I have to agree. Well, boy, you went through all my questions a lot. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, not really.
So when you met me, you said I was awkward. Think I'm awkward?
No, I think you've gone past it.
Cool.
I've seen growth.
Yeah, when I got here, I was kind of in an interesting strain of mind. This has been a real. This year has been something else, but even since Thanksgiving. But I'm seeing some horizon. I'm feeling better. It's felt good to get out a couple times. When I got here, I was like, I thought I'd get a job at the university or something, and went on a bunch of interviews and got one project, and then nothing.
That's how living the dream goes, right? It's a hit and miss.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any other philosophies?
I have a lot of philosophies. I have a degree in it.
Can you tell me some philosophies?
Philosophies of what?
I don't know. Just leave us with a philosophy here.
I think everyone has their things, but everyone's great underneath. And if you can get past the stigmas and stereotypes that you've learned to label people as, those things they have, the isms, then you realize everyone can be great in community.
Okay.
Good enough?
Yeah, I guess that's good enough. I'm going to ask you, do you have anything to say about Jules? Jules is I bonded with Jules. I went and interviewed her for about an hour.
Jules is a good person. She means best in her life. Life hasn't exactly treated her perfectly, or hasn't given her a lot of opportunities. But she's a good person, and she sticks with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's a great person. All right, well, let me go get a little of this doggy down here. You see that, doggy?